Hello and welcome to this week's weekly wrap-up from the Colorado State Senate floor. Hi, I'm Senate Republican Caucus Chair Mark Scheffel. I represent Senate District 4, which comprises of Douglas County, where I reside, northern El Paso, and all of Teller, Park, and Lake counties. This week, Senate and House Republicans joined together to introduce legislation that would allow Colorado the ability to manage health care needs at the state level rather than under the federal health care law. The bill allows Colorado and other states complete regulatory authority outside of the federal law. We believe that health care decisions should be made at the local level and not by bureaucrats in Washington. We also stood in opposition to an initiative proposed by a Democrat senator that would raise taxes on families and businesses across the state. We believe this is the wrong path for Colorado, especially during one of the most difficult recessions that we've faced. And even though the economic crisis presents a great challenge, we believe it creates an even greater opportunity. At few points in our history have we been given the chance to truly enact the much-needed reforms we've discussed for so many years. Because if now is not the right time to reevaluate government spending, then when is? We cannot afford to kick the can down the street or ignore the problems any longer. This is why Senate Republicans will continue to promote a legislative agenda of reforming government, strengthening the economy, and providing Colorado families and businesses the economic security that they are seeking. These problems were not created in one legislative session, nor were they the result of one political party. But rather than fighting the battles of yesterday, we must look forward and work together to solve the problems that we are facing today. That's why we will continue to encourage our colleagues on the other side of the aisle to join us in supporting pro-taxpayer, pro-business legislation. Looking ahead, for next week, we'll continue to working to advance the principles of limited government and easing the tax burden on people and businesses across the great state of Colorado. You can stay up to date on the activities of the State Senate by visiting www.coloradosenatenews.com. We'll see you next time for the weekly wrap-up from the Senate floor.
Well, hello, and thank you for joining us to preview some of our activities this week in the Senate. This week, we passed House Bill 1035, which increases transparency in campaign finance, adding more information to the Blue Book so voters can find out more about where a bill originated from, how it got on the ballot, and who did the drafting. We also passed Senate Bill 115, which closes some auditing loopholes, which is how we do checks and balances and oversight on governmental entities in the state of Colorado to ensure high performance and cost effectiveness to follow our taxpayers throughout the state of Colorado. Also this week, upon possible news from the PUC on changing or removing solar rebates to help the renewable energy industry in Colorado, in the course of that hearing, we heard a lot of information from the folks who are creating jobs in the state of Colorado. Since 2004, we have grown from 30 companies to 300 companies in the state of Colorado, and we heard public input from those who were impacted and concerned about losing their jobs if we change that. Also this week, we have addressed a couple bills dealing with healthcare professions coming out of appropriations, expanded access to choice in healthcare through direct entry midwives, and the Senate Appropriations Committee this morning adopted a civil rights bill. Coming up next week, we will have a bill dealing with Colorado jobs and hiring people with disabilities, and we will have the results of the challenge to the chairs of the Colorado State Senate on reviewing all the possibilities for saving money in the state of Colorado to help offset the cuts to K-12 education, and that will be coming Monday with the ideas of the chairs for what to do with that. So invite you to join us and participate in the process. You can follow any of these bills online with the Colorado General Assembly, with coloradochannel.net, and of course you have a constitutional right in Colorado to attend and testify on any piece of public legislation. And thank you for joining us this week.